What's going on, guys? Welcome to part 2 of the Millionaire Secrets. You guys, if you haven't seen part 1, first link in the description. Finally finishing hitting puberty. That's why you didn't get a video yesterday. First day I've missed in like 5 or 6 months. But you can tell it's almost back. Almost done with puberty, guys. So we're going to talk part 2. Since you guys love this series so much, it was on personal branding. So we're going to continue this. So part 2. This video, I want to talk a little bit about misconceptions with this, because so many people are like, oh, I just make a course and then it's going to make me hundreds of thousands a month. It's not that simple. It's really not. And then you're going to get the comments. People are like, oh, I could make a course too and make that much, scamming people. And it's not that simple, guys. It's not make a course, put it on your channel, and you're done. It's so much more that goes into it, and a lot of back-end things. You can see there's tons of people with courses, and a lot of them don't even make a couple thousand a month from them, let alone a couple hundred. Might get no sales. It's not as simple as make videos, have a course, you're done. It's more than that. There's so much more that goes into it, and that's what people don't understand with this. It's not as easy when everyone's like, I want to sell courses. Well, let me tell you, it's more work than going and starting Amazon or going and doing affiliate marketing or social media. It's more work than that. You have to know more of what you're doing, and it's a lot more of a headache than those things, believe it or not. But in the long run, I believe it is not more scalable, but just a different business model in general. Be ready to deal with so much shit from people you won't even believe, and you'll be surprised how many dumb people out there really are. But it's not as simple as just going, putting a course together, and throwing it out there. So for me, it may have seemed like I did that because I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started. If you can hear the vacuum in the back, I'm sorry. I'll try and talk louder. I didn't know what I was doing when I was starting. However, partway through I did, and that's really when it scaled up on building the YouTube channel and whatnot. And the reason for that is I think I started YouTube for the right reason. I did initially start to make money, but it wasn't trying to make money from my courses. I was trying to make money from YouTube ad revenue. So I was trying to build the following. So I was giving a lot of value for free and helping a ton, which, yes, that's going to work. Again, it's not as simple as that. There's so much stuff in the back end that goes into it. First off, building the following. It takes time. It's super slow at the beginning. But once you start growing, you grow exponentially, which is the great thing. But there's a lot of things on the back end that you have to know how to do. There's a bunch of different strategies I use, whether it's from, like, one of the strategies I use, I'll share with you guys. I'm not going to share every little thing I use. However, one of the things I've been doing that helps me a lot is using an app on Instagram. So on Instagram, I have my bio, a little bit about me, what I do, and then a link to my YouTube channel. So let me show you guys. I'll actually show you on my phone. So one of the things I do is I use a tool to follow, unfollow. I know a lot of people say use DM groups, but this does something a little different for me and grows my YouTube more than the DM groups would, in my opinion. So the thing I do, so you can see I have the little link in my bio right here. You can see this mine. You can see I'm at 16K. I gain about 100 followers a day from this. But it's not about the followers. It's about how many clicks I can get on that link. So if you go to my analytics here, let me show you guys. You can see that I have, so it's gone down, but I was at about 10,000 profile views. So right here, you can see we're at about 8,000 in the last week. 8,000 people clicked and saw my profile. Of that, we have 400 website clicks. So that means every week, 400 people are clicking the link to my YouTube channel. A lot of them are new, don't know what it is. So I think that's one of the big ways I'm boosting subscribers, because I'm using an app. I'll follow about 300 to 400 people overnight, and I'll do that for about 5 to 10 nights in a row. And then I'll unfollow, same thing, 5 to 10 nights in a row, and then follow again. And I think that attributes a lot to growing my YouTube channel, one of the good ways, because you can reach a lot more people easier on Instagram and drive them to YouTube that way. It's harder. There's nothing really like that on YouTube where you can drive that traffic. Now, as far as monetizing those, everything for me, for this personal branding journey, is driven through YouTube. Why through YouTube? You guys get the greatest feel for me, who I am, what I'm about, what I do, more so than on Instagram, because you see me, you hear me. On there, you might just see a caption, might see a picture of something. YouTube is the easiest to sell on, in my opinion, and the best way to build a relationship. The whole thing is building a relationship with you guys. Like I always say, you feel like you know me, you feel like we're friends, and being accessible and responding to a lot of stuff is a big part of that. If you notice, I respond to every message on every single platform. It takes so much time. I probably spend 4 or 5 hours a day now replying to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube comments. I reply to almost every single thing and messages. I probably get 100 Instagram messages a day, 400 to 500 emails a day now, and so on. But building that relationship, you could be one email away from selling someone a $500 or $1,000 product. Once you sell them on that, they're usually a customer for life. They're going to come buy from you again if they got value from that. So it's not as simple as making a course, throwing it on YouTube, and it's going to sell. You have to establish the relationship. You have to figure out, there's going to be, a lot of people will have a character on YouTube of where their personality is different than what they are. Maybe it's just a lot more extreme, or they're pretending. For me, I've had people tell me to do that, but I don't think that would work for me. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, because what I'm like on YouTube is pretty much what I'm like in real life. I'm a little bit more blunt on YouTube and straight up, just slightly a little bit more. But if you come ever talk to me in person, I'm pretty much the same, just a little bit nicer in person than on YouTube, because you got to be with the haters. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. But where was I going here? You got to figure out what angle you want to take. For me, what did people want to see? I always wanted to see these big guys, because a year and a half ago, I was watching Alex Becker, Project Life Mastery, all these guys, and there's always things I wanted to see that they didn't show. I'm like, why won't they show, like, certain things? Their taxes. I want to know what they do with taxes. I want to know what they're doing with their money, how much they make from each different thing, and no one ever shares that. And I start to understand why after talking to some of the big guys. Now, not Alex, not that guy, some other people who I'm not going to mention, because, yeah, they kind of don't make the money they talk about, some of them. And I think that's scummy. I don't do that. Now, don't get me wrong. That's not Alex Becker. That's not the Project Life Mastery guy. That's other people who you probably don't know, who I'm not going to talk about. But they maybe made that money for a little, and then they don't make it anymore, and they pretend they do. So that's one of the reasons some don't. But I always wanted to see it. So my thing was, I want to be transparent. I want to show everyone the journey, because it's cool being able to see what's possible. Of course, you're going to get people think you're bragging, but it's cool to see what's possible and what people are actually doing. And one of the biggest things I always get for people buying my courses and whatnot, which goes hand in hand with the personal branding, is, first thing, I seem relatable. This is what a lot of people have told me. I'm not some celebrity where you feel like Ty Lopez, like, oh, he's way out there, multi-millionaire. We're not the same person. Whereas me, I'm wearing my tank top, I'm wearing my hat, I'm wearing my gym shorts. And you're like, this guy can do it, why can't I do it? Whereas some people feel like out there too much. They're too hard to reach. And then that comes back also to me answering every single message. You feel like you can talk to me. You feel like you know me. I answer anything. I'm there for you. Those, I think, are the biggest selling factors in the course, that and transparency. Not just in the course, on my personal brand in general. I think those are the biggest factors in what I've heard. Now, again, you can't just go make a YouTube channel, do that, and have a course. There's a lot more on the back end. I will be continuing this series, guys. So let me know if there's certain questions you want me to answer. How about this, guys? We're going to do a Q&A for the next video on this topic. So drop some questions, anything about personal branding, YouTube, Instagram, courses and whatnot, and I will answer them in the next video. I hope this was useful. I just want to address the misconception of, oh, I can go start a course and I'll make that money. No, you can't. Go do it. I guarantee you won't even make $1,000 a month from doing it. But if you know what you're doing, you can. There's so much money to be made in any niche. And if you're saying right now, I don't know how to do anything, I don't have a skill, I can't go teach Amazon, I haven't done it successfully, I can't go teach this, I haven't done it successfully. There's tons of people who have, and if you look at Alex Becker with the Shopify thing, he gets 80% of that course, he pays that guy 20%, and he does the ads, the webinar, uses his channel, his following, he pays that guy 20% as a coach. And what he's doing, he knows how to do everything else. So in theory, that's kind of what Ty Lopez does, guys. He's not an expert in all of these. If you watch all of his courses, he's the fluff in the course and all the information is other people he outsources. He gets the biggest chunk of it. They get a small part. But he knows how to monetize the information. It's not the information has to be amazing. It has to be perfect. And you have to be 100% an expert. You got to know it or get someone to teach it who does. But your job is to monetize it through your YouTube, your following, knowing how to run ads, knowing how to do different things. So if you're feeling like, oh, this is useless to me, I don't know how to do this yet, I'm not an expert in any of these things, you don't have to be. You can easily find a coach who will do this. And if you say, hey, I think I can make $50,000 a month, would you want 20% of that? they're probably not making more than $10,000 a month. If you're giving them $10,000 a month, they're going to say, of course I will. That's like the income I'm making already. That would double my income. That'd be great. And I don't have to do anything but make a course. So it's as simple as that, guys. Well, not as simple. There's a lot that goes into it. But on the surface, you can do that. You don't have to be the expert already. That's not what I did. That's what I may do in the future. Because after a certain point, you will hit a ceiling. I can't become an expert in every single field in doing this. But that's just part of it. So, like I said, drop some comments not in the description. Holy crap. Losing my voice here. Drop some comments. Let me know some questions in the comments. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And next video will be coming soon. And I'll see you guys then.